The story begins 30 years ago, beyond the perilous mountains of Yanmen Pass. A horse-drawn carriage makes its way along the treacherous path. The driver seated at the front is a Khitan man named Shaolin. Qiao and his family of 3 were happily singing mountain songs, unaware that on the cliff ahead, dozens of assassins had been lying in wait for a long time. As their carriage entered Yanmen Pass, danger was drawing ever closer to them. They hadn't traveled far into the pass when the carriage suddenly came to a halt. The road ahead was strewn with the bodies of dozens of dead men. Qiao pulled the curtain close to shield his wife from the sight and stepped out to investigate personally. At that moment, a pebble fell from the surrounding cliff, alerting Qiao that assassins were nearby. Sure enough, a dozen men in black appeared, revealing a carefully planned ambush. Qiao showed no sign of fear.
这些人是你们杀的，契丹，给我拿命来！
He noticed that the leader of the assassins had yet to make a move, indicating he must be a formidable opponent, surrounded and under attack. Qiao executed a move called Great ROC spreads its wings. In an instant, 2 of the black-clad men were hurled out of the woods. Qiao then turned the carriage around, sending it back towards the way they came, while he stayed behind to fend off the attackers. Just as the carriage was about to escape Yanmen Pass, the leader of the assassins, watching from the cliff, decided to intervene. At that critical moment, Qiao positioned himself between the assassins and his wife, temporarily ensuring her safety. However, the assassins were relentless. During their fierce fight, Qiao managed to disarm the leader, sending his long sword flying and embedding it in the cliffside. The 2 men continued their hand-to-hand combat, teetering on the edge of the cliff. Neither was willing to back down. One of them had to die today. The small stones were as powerful as shotgun pellets, shredding their sleeves to pieces, but neither could gain the upper hand. As they grappled, ready to engage in a test of sheer strength, the sudden sound of a sword being drawn cut through the air. Qiao turned his head to see the remaining black-clad assassins launching an attack on the carriage where his wife was. At that moment, the air grew still. Qiao witnessed his wife being killed by the black-clad assassins. Overcome with rage, he struck the assassin leader aside with a powerful palm strike and quickly dashed forward, catching his falling wife just before she hit the ground. The arrow that had pierced his wife's heart moments earlier had taken her life. With her last breath, she pleaded with Qiao to protect their child. As she passed away, Qiao's heart broke along with hers. Now, his sole focus was vengeance. A falling broadsword beside him was now within reach. Grasping the steel blade, Qiao stood up. The assassins swarmed him, ready to cut him down. Little did they know, Qiao was on the edge of madness. The broadsword in his hand became a deadly tool, cutting through the assassins as easily as harvesting crops. One assassin struck Qiao with a club, but this only sealed his own fate. Qiao swiftly severed his leg, incapacitating him instantly. With a powerful slash, the black-clad assassin was cleaved in two. Though Xiao Yuanchen had avenged his wife, it was clear his rage was not yet sated. His eyes still burned with a fierce killing intent as he advanced towards the terrified leader, who feared a fate even worse than his dismembered comrade. However, Xiao had a different plan. Leaping into the air, he wielded his steel blade against the cliffside, carving into the rock with frenzied strokes. He was engraving his final message. Once finished, Xiao landed firmly on the ground. Although Xiao Yuanchen could have killed the leader of the black-clad assassins, he chose to spare him. What was his plan? Carrying his wife and child, Xiao walked to the edge of the cliff. Well, it is said that in times of great peril, even the closest couples fly apart. Xiao was different. He wanted to be with his wife forever. Overcome with grief, he let out a heartbreaking roar and jumped into the bottomless chasm, but not before hurling his still-alive son, Feng, to safety. The leader of the assassins now understood why Xiao had spared him. Xiao wanted him to raise his son. The assassin leader, now holding the orphan child, honored Xiao Yuanchen's final wish and raised him. 30 years later, Feng had grown into a formidable man and became a member of the Beggar clan. At this moment, he was leading his brothers in an ambush against the Khitan soldiers at Yanmen Pass. Standing atop a high vantage point, Feng spotted the approaching Khitan forces. Once they entered the ambush zone, he snapped his fingers, signaling the attack. The Beggar clan members, armed with sticks, clashed with the fully armed Khitan soldiers. However, these ragtag fighters were no match for the well-trained Khitan troops. As the Beggar clan members were on the brink of being slaughtered, it was clear that Feng had to intervene immediately. The fearless Khitan soldiers continued their assault, undeterred by the casualties. Suddenly, Feng leapt into the air, hovering for a full minute, leaving the soldiers below in stunned silence. Without warning, he launched himself at them, causing their bodies to explode upon impact, leaving them unaware of how they died. Seeing Feng's incredible prowess, the Khitan spearmen prepared to engage him in close combat, hoping to pierce him with their long spears. However, with a few swift turns, Feng managed to seize all the spears in his grasp, leaving the soldiers even more astounded. By the time they shouted to retreat, it was too late. They had forgotten that Feng could strike down fleeing targets from a distance. Fell dead instantly, Feng searched the commander's body and found incriminating letters of treason, securing a major victory. Returning to the Beggar's clan headquarters, he handed the letters to the master, who was greatly impressed by Feng's capabilities.